So we're not having this conversation because your world needs to be saved or your planet is in peril or you'll be in trouble if you don't hear this. You're all doing just fine. It's all working out great. Really, it is. With one small exception, and that is you as humans are not nearly as joyful as you meant to be. Not nearly as joyful as you meant to be. You said, I am source energy. A part of me will come forth. I will explore contrast and I will come to new decisions. And when a new decision is born out of me, I will feel the birthing of it and a momentary feeling of enthusiasm. And then I will use all of my determination and my willpower and my ability to focus in the direction of my newfound expansion. And I will train myself into the frequency of that until that is my normal vibrational offering. And I know that law of attraction, as it always does, will wrap itself around me with cooperative components that are equivalent to the vibrational stance that I learn and practice and achieve. That's what you said. And you said, and the best part of it. Let's see, what's the best part? Being born? No, not really. Sifting through the contrast? No, not really. Giving birth to a rocket? Maybe, but not so much. The very best part of it is having expanded and knowing that I've expanded because I can feel that I'm not up to speed with my expansion, and then doing something about changing my thought until I get in the groove of the expansion, and then feeling myself be drawn by law of attraction into the cooperative component of the vortex of creation. That's the best part, you said, again and again. And you know that because you're always looking for adventure. You love that thrill of coming into alignment. You adore the feeling of relief. You tense and agonize against negative stuff. In other words, you know that you want to feel good. The reason that you want every single thing that you want. There's no one who wants anything for any other reason than that they believe they will feel better in the having of it. And we want you to understand that it's not the having of the thing. It's not the having of the girl. It's not the having of the boy. It's not the having of the relationship. It's not the having of the car or the empire or the job or the money. It's not the having of those things that you are creating that makes you happy. It's the having of the vibrational alignment with who you are. A woman said to us one day, Abraham, my lover left and now I'm sad. And we said, no, you're not. And she said, to be clear, my lover left and now I am very sad. And we said, no, you're not. People don't always speak what they're thinking. But what she was thinking is, you crazy ghost. Can't you hear what I'm saying? I was not sad. Then my lover left. Now I'm sad. I'm sad because my lover left. But we wanted her to understand all sadness comes from holding yourself apart from the most expanded version of you. In other words, we wanted to explain to her that that relationship had caused her to create a vibrational version of a relationship, and that as she was focusing upon this man walking out of her life, she was focused in opposition to this relationship that she had carved out. That man was never the lover of her dreams. He was just a temporary filler for the lover of her dreams. But the reason she was sad, nevertheless, was not because he had walked out the door. She was just using his exit as her excuse to not be a vibrational match to who she is. You have the ability, no matter what, to focus yourself out of sadness. The reason that so often you don't believe that you can do that is because law of attraction has been active in your life. And if you've been beating the drum of something, law of attraction's been surrounding you with more things like that. So when you get going on something, and it's a far cry, a far vibrational cry from who you really are and all that you've expanded to, you feel bad. And then you begin making a sort of art of feeling bad. You email friends about how bad you feel today. You blog about it. You talk to your friends about it. You think about it. Someone said to us, it feels like my thoughts are thinking me. It doesn't feel like I have any control over my thoughts. I try to think more positive thoughts, but I just keep going back and going back and going back. And that's really what we're going to talk about here today. We want to show you how if you stop doing that thing you do that's holding you apart from who you are, you'll move easily back to who you are. You don't have to. In fact, it's not even possible. It's certainly not a good idea to take something that's really bothering you, and in the middle of it really bothering you, try to talk about it in a shiny, brighter, fluffier way. Because the more you try to do that, the more it will just backlash, and the more you will defend your negative position. We want you to understand that just like the cork will bob on the surface of the water, oh, you can hold it under the water, but when you let go, it will bob right back up there. We want you to understand that you will bob right back into your vortex when you cease beating the drum of things that hold you in a resistant vibrational attitude. You are the creator of your experience, and when contrast causes you to ask, you really owe it to yourself to go in the direction of what you've asked for. But we know you're all excited about reality. And so you want to talk about it. You want to measure it. You want to compare it. And we are not saying that you shouldn't, because you should, because the contrast is what causes you to give birth to the improvement. But you as humans have made such a career out of holding yourself in the justification or the rationalization for the improvement that you seek, that you slow the improvement that you seek way, 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 way down. In other words, you yourself, haven't you found yourself wanting something, and you feel that fresh desire sort of shoot out of you? But then, as you compare where you are to what you want, and you notice that you don't know how it's going to come, or when it's going to come, or where it's going to come from, or who's going to bring it. And so, do you find yourself sometimes explaining with greater fervor why you need it and why you deserve it? And the thing that we want to point out to you is, we want you here today to finally figure out when you're a vibrational match to the reason that you want something. In other words, I want it because I don't have it. Oh, I so want more money. More money would be so wonderful, but I don't have enough money. I don't have enough money. I don't have enough money. It's hard not to have enough money. Miserable. It's miserable not to have enough money. And I believe I deserve more money. I know I do. I work hard. I should have more money. More money should come to me in a lot of different ways. And my employer is really a tight-fisted person who could yield more money, but doesn't. I need a different employer, one who respects me and gives me what I deserve, because I know I deserve better than I'm getting, but... And the other people I talk to agree with me. We all agree that these are hard times and that things should be better for us. And we've joined together in a club. We support each other. We support each other in our financial failures, and life should be better for us. And we're really not exaggerating that, hardly. In other words, what is has so much of your attention that you are missing the fact that every time you have felt not enough, you've asked for more. And all along, through the sorting of that contrast, you have been amassing a vibrational reality, a vibrational escrow account. A vortex of creation has been culminating for you. Now, we call it a vibrational reality or a vibrational escrow because when you ask, you send the rocket, and the source within you tends to the furthest most leading edge request that you have launched. And we call it a vortex of creation because law of attraction is responding to that request. And here's the thing we so want you to hear. All cooperative components have been assembled in this vibrational reality. Now, you as humans don't want to talk about that vibrational reality because you can't see it and you can't show it to your neighbor. You can't convince others. Scientists don't want to talk about it either because it doesn't show up in their test tubes yet. They don't have the evidence, and so the medical community will not agree with them on this wave of miraculous healing that's taking place because they can't prove it yet with the manifestational evidence. But we want you to understand that This vibrational evidence can be understood. You can, if you will use your own guidance system, you can discover your vibrational evidence. And your vibrational evidence is shown to you through your emotions. When you feel elation, that is the evidence of your alignment with the improvement. And if you can keep it up, the manifestation will come and the doctors will take note. If you can find a way to follow your hope, to reach for hope until the vortex takes you in and shows you something that makes a believer out of you. If you can hang around on the verge or inside this vortex often enough that the law of attraction will line you up with other cooperative components that give you the manifestations that you've been seeking, your belief will turn to knowing. And it won't be long before you'll be standing mostly, even though you're corporal, even though you're physical, even though you are flesh, blood, and bone, even though you are extensions of source energy, even though you are here in this physical body, you can be here in this physical body and vibrationally speaking inside this vortex of creation. And then and only then are you in alignment with the wholeness that is you. And friends, when you start hanging around in vibrational alignment, when you begin using your emotional guidance system to reach for thoughts that bring you closer and closer and closer to the alignment of source, to the way source sees your world, to the way source sees your body, to the way source sees your life, when you tune in to the vibration and you begin to see your world through the eyes of source, then and only then do you begin living in the way you intended as you came forth to begin with. Not one of you said, I'll go forth, I'll get myself as separated from source as I can. I'll have a really hard life. Oh, the other humans will like me a lot. They like suffering. I might even write a book. They'll buy it. If my suffering is severe enough, a lot of people will buy my book. Not one of you said, I'll go forth, separate myself from source, bang around, because you knew that that was not your reason for being. You knew that you could come into contrast and choose rather than suffer. Because you knew that with each choice that life would get better, provided, and this is the kicker, provided you align with the new choice. So the only thing that goes wrong for so many humans is that contrast serves you and helps you to choose, but instead of aligning with the new choice, you align with the old choices. That's the only difference in the world between a deliberate creator and one who just observes and offers vibration in response to what you're observing. We have enjoyed this interaction immensely. We've been out on the leading edge today in a number of different segments, taking thought beyond that which it has been before and fulfilling the satisfaction that we reach for as we participate with you. We know that as a result of the lives that you are living, that you are putting new solutions, new answers, and new clarity into the vortex. And we receive the benefit of what you put there incrementally as you put it there. So we're feeling satisfaction all day, every day, as your problems and questions queue up, because the solutions and answers queue up for us, and the cooperative components are assembled. But when we come together in an atmosphere like this, where you come with still some of your problem activated, and we are able to shine the spotlight on the solution that you've put there, we then have an even more exhilarating experience of getting to feel you come into alignment with what you put there. And that happened all day long here today. We felt you again and again, not 100% in 100% of cases, but the majority of what was going on in this room took you again and again into the vortex. And it is our promise to you that the vibrational vicinity between who you really are and who you're being in this moment that you are calling present tense, that we are saying is old news, that gap closed dramatically as a result of your participation here with us in these hours that we've been together. In the days that are before you, it is our powerful desire that you just lighten up with this sort of frisky attitude, that you say things to yourself such as, my vortex has been ready for me for a very long time, and now, more than ever before, I'm ready for my vortex. Because as you softly, not in a harsh way and not in a determined way, but in a soft, playful way, as you